Okay, we are pretty much ready to go live. So, uh, as I had mentioned on Monday, today I want to do some analysis for assessing my alert log. I have few alerts which I have not assessed in the past few days because I've been kind of busy. But today I thought let's assess them and let's get ahead of all the work. Yeah. So this is going to be a one way session. I will tell you, however, how to join me for the interactive session in the future. I'm going to share the relevant links for you, but let's get started with a screen share. So this is my TradingView account, and you can see the first alert is for Atul making a higher high. So I think Atul has recently undergone a bit of a trend change. So it was bearish all the way till here, but somewhere around here it's become positive. And I think the chemical sector as a whole is turning quite positive. Even on the daily chart, it has become positive. So this dip was a good entry point for me. Personally, my stop loss got triggered, but today, because the stock has revived again with solid volumes, I have re-entered and adjusted my higher high. However, I've also set the target at only 2% higher. Usually, I don't set targets so close to my entry, but I have done that because I think my execution was a little bit biased and a little bit a bit result of the fear of missing out. And on the market front, I think there is a bit of correction brewing. So my focus today has been on profit booking in my portfolio. So here I am seeing the alert for Nifty crossing the Bollinger Band on the 15-minute time frame. So a small negative divergence on the daily chart has been forged, and RSI is so close, touching distance to the level of 60. So I think we might see a little bit of correction. There is a negative divergence on the 75-minute chart also, which is kind of deepening, which is quite worrying for me. So I think it's better for me personally to play a little bit conservative. And that is exactly what I am doing with my whole portfolio. So today I think I booked around 2% profits in my portfolio, which, if by the way, if you want, you can copy trade slash create a shadow portfolio. Um, just reach out to me if you're interested in that. Okay. Next alert that I'm seeing is an amber on 75-minute time frame. So this is a reminder that it's a super trending stock when 65 gets crossed. So the stock has crossed 65 on the 75-minute time frames RSI. Then a strong rally follows. Okay. So this is where I had assessed, exited, and it has come back to this level 65. Well, 65, I think I'm going to move this a little bit higher. um do I want to? Does it look like it's not? It is in a pretty strong positive range, and 250 EMA is giving support. But there is something about this chart which is not feeling very convincing. Industrial machinery, product manufacturing. I don't know. I think I'm going to not pay heed to this alert right now. I'm not seeing anything very convincing. Typically, for me to take position in stocks, I want to see something very convincing, which I'm not seeing here. But yes, if the stock does come back to revisit this support level at 5,925, then I will surely, you know, assess things. Oh, so Godrej Industries, which I had bought and again sold for a small profit, here I can see it has come back down to its previous low. Now, why did I draw this potential entry line here? Let's see. So this, I see there was a positive divergence, and then it tried to give a potential positive range shift on the 75-minute charts. But um, but then there was some violation over here, which is okay. Let me delete this blue line, which I had set up just as an experiment. Um, yeah, better. And also, let me reduce the thickness of this to normalcy. All right. So, do I think this is actually a good entry point? Because, like I said, the market is looking a little bit weak here, but I don't think I'm going to make the entry because on the 15-minute chart, I'm seeing a bit of a violation. And historically, this stock, when it rallies, it typically breaks the 20 EMA, comes back down to the 100 EMA, which is the green line, as a potential support. So I think I'm going to readjust this to this level here, and this could be a potentially a good support level because I can see lots of previous peaks for around this level. So I think this level gives me much more comfort as a potential entry for this stock. But again, see what I'm saying? I'm saying potential entry, not definite entry. So if when this alert gets triggered, that time, if it looks good, I will go ahead and assess things again and take a position. But if the chart setup doesn't look that attractive, I will not be going forward with a position in the stock then. Okay, so we'll close this. We'll assess Nifty before we go. So stay tuned for that. We've assessed this MGL. So MGL is crossing a certain level. Now, this is a gas distribution utilities. Remember when we did the market outlook, we did say that this sector is looking kind of strong. So let's draw some fresh trend lines, get some assessment going here. Now, I do see clear acceleration in the trend at this point. So it just makes drawing trend lines a little bit difficult. But what if I try to capture this here? So this, if this is a proper trend trajectory, it's kind of making sense to me. This higher high is still not good enough because like it seems like the stock is stuck in a very volatile phase. So I think I'm going to wait for the stock to actually establish itself in a proper bull trend, by way of daily chart breaking above the level of 60. So I'm going to delete this alert actually. Uh, and I'm not going to set any alert on MGL at this point because it doesn't look attractive whatsoever. So I typically like to use alerts when I see something brewing on the chart, something coming up on the charts, right? So until that happens, let's not unnecessarily increase workload. So Sarah, I think my analysis suggests that after a positive divergence on the daily chart, this stock has moved to a positive range. Recently, the 250 EMA was also crossed, but it didn't sustain. What interests me a lot is this very strong surge in volume that occurred in the first half of May, right? And then it created a bit of this flat pattern. And then it gave some upward activity, but not a lot, right? And then there was also this upper resistance channel of the flag pattern. Now, the thing is that it has taken a bit of a correction. My expectation is that maybe the price will come back to retest this line, this line as a support slash the 100 EMA, right? Whichever happens first. But it looks like the 100 EMA support might act out first. So I also have an alert set at the 100 EMA. And I also have an alert set here right above the 250 EMA in case it runs away without my participation. So I'm not desperate to make a position in this stock because I've already booked some profits here. But I do think that the stock has recently on 75-minute time frame as well moved into the bull range, right? So I it looks like the charts are suggesting that there might be another strong wave left to benefit from in the stock, right? So the broad trend has recently, and this stock is actually a very good candidate for potential swing trading. Just have to be careful with respect to the timing. And if you look at the past trends also, it was a potentially a good, like whenever there are bull trends that are unfolding, the 100 EMA typically acts as a good support level in this stock. So I that is the reason why I want to wait for it to come to the 100 EMA. But at this point, I don't want to enter it as to make it a part of my I don't want to make it a part of my assessment list. So Polycab came up on my alert list. Okay. So why is Polycab coming up? Because it has crossed this level. Now, why did I think this level was significant? I feel I had set the alert here and then I kept moving it up. I used to trade actively in Polycab, but then when this incident happened here, right, there was some red flag in terms of some corporate governance issues were flagged, tax evasion and stuff. So that is when I kind of discontinued monitoring the stock. Now it looks like it has overcome all of this EMA resistances, and EMA inversion is also getting fixed. The daily time frame RSI is after a long time back above the level of 60. It's at 63 right now, and it's sustaining, which is indicating that maybe the stock has recovered from the bad news. Now, I was interested in polycabs in the first place because the stock is typically a super trender, which means if you look at its past rallies, whenever it establishes a rally, it keeps going and it keeps going up very rapidly. So every time it breaks above the level of 60 on the daily time frame, you can say it pretty much doubles its rally. So for instance, here it has rallied all this way and then it has broken the level of 60. So it would appear that from this point onward, it can double its rally, which would be another, say, 30% rally upward. So 8100. So if this is the kind of target that I'm looking at for this stock, right? Um, yeah, it looks pretty legitimate that this target may be, you know this target may be fair. Now for a stock like this, which that is a super trender, I like to keep my stop losses at the previous day's low. So 62.55 could potentially act as a good stop loss, and if I use the long position tool to assess my risk reward, I think this has a really attractive setup. But it's really risky, even though it's giving a risk reward ratio of 9. I will still add it to monitoring list, but I don't know. It just, given the market conditions, given the history of the stock, kind of falls in a little bit of a gray area for me, and gives me some discomfort. Uh, yeah. See, I don't know. We'll keep an eye out on this. If I have to set a higher high alert, I don't want to set a higher high alert here. I'll just keep it on my list and I will see where it goes from there. Okay, next is Aisha Motor. Okay, Aisha Motor establishing a higher high is pretty significant. So I have been monitoring Aisha Motor for a while, and it seems to me that it might give a little bit more correction and come back to retest the 250 EMA potentially. So let's move this line. I don't know why. This could be here, right? And this also I'm keeping. So here I had thought earlier I will take a position if the price comes to 100 EMA. It did come to 100 EMA, but I did not take a position because I didn't feel a lot of confidence on the basis of what I was seeing on the charts. I still don't. So I will simply move this alert higher because I do want to keep an eye on Aisha, but I will not act on this at this stage. Okay, I have about 5 minutes more. So let's move on to Nifty. So Nifty, I'm seeing this is the 15-minute chart of Nifty, and this is the channel that we are currently following. And it looks like we've already come very close to this channel and kind of tested it. Uh, this, if I may adjust this a little bit here, it does appear like the channel has been touched and tested. So, which means that the probability or the likelihood of Nifty correcting downward is pretty high. So I personally am exercising a lot of caution. Volume wise, also, if you see there's not much positive activity to be seen. There's a negative divergence on the daily chart. There's a negative divergence on the 75-minute time frame. So my target was 25,300 for this upside, which has been achieved yesterday. So I am not seeing more upside for the time being, because negative divergences and volume activity is not that great. So I would expect correction to return. And first support could be just below the 20 EMA around here, around 24,800, I would say, and 24,500. So 24,500 is actually a very important support. 24,800 is a relatively minor support for the market. But if 24,500 gets breached, then we should be cautious because 23,900 would become a very likely target. So, step by step, right now, prepare for this temporary potential correction, and then look out for where it's going to take support, right? So this is where I'm going to stop the alert log analysis because I have an appointment that I have to show up for. But in the meanwhile, I also want to take a look at the comments. So I am seeing a lot of comments on YouTube. I am unfortunately going to have to ignore the stock requests because, like I said, we don't have that much time. There is a question from Siju. What are the common institutional trading indicators? Institutional trading indicators? I don't know. I just know a very small set of indicators that I use, which work great for me. And why fix something that's not broken, or why break something that works? So I use very simple indicators, and not for lack of trying, honestly. These were the indicators that I started my technical analysis journey with. They've done real they used to work for me, but then I thought, oh, there's more stuff. So I explored a lot of stuff, used other indicators, read a lot of other books, and then after all of that, I came back full circle and decided that these indicators are the best, the simplest, make my life the easiest, make my portfolio the greenest. So this is what I do. um SKF India has established a higher high, which means I need to revise the target, the stop loss for my members. So I think it has now uh, established itself very safely above the 250 EMA. So I can change this stop loss to 4484. I'm going to send this message to my members right now because I will forget otherwise. 4484. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. So I did promise that I will give you the links to join the interactive session that will happen on Friday. So join the interactive session on Friday by signing up. It's almost free, so you don't have to worry at all about having to punch a hole in your pocket. So there you go, expinvest.in/join. All you have to do is sign up here and you'll get the Zoom link through which you can interact with me on the Friday and Monday sessions. And you don't have to sign up again and again. Each time I create these Zoom meetings, it's for all like 3 months at a time. So which means you'll be getting plenty of invitations. So that is that. What else did I want to do? I also want to share with you my Telegram channel link. It's called Trade with Kavita. So whenever I come live, if you want to be notified, uh, then you should definitely join my Telegram channel. Another advantage of joining my Telegram channel is that I post these messages about requesting an appointment on my website. So you can go to my website and you can book an appointment if you want to interact with me and get an understanding of how we can help you in the market, right? um, yeah, so that's that. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say. Thank you so much for joining today's session. I will see you again on Friday where we will talk about the market outlook. We'll discuss a little bit more about Nifty. More importantly, we discuss about the other sectoral indices and assess how our momentum is moving across different sectors and where our money should flow, right? So stay tuned for that. Do join my Telegram channel and have a good rest of your day. Namaste.